Well, let's give Barb a really big round of applause and thank her for coming out. Thank you very much for sharing her growth story and the incredible outcomes. And as I said at the very beginning, now that our platforms have reached this level of maturity, it's about what to do next for you. And as you can see, we've had a number of customers like Barbara who've stated, I'd really like for you to build upon my existing revenue edge and what I'm doing incredibly well for the residential market, and I'd like you to expand that out into small business because it's such a huge opportunity. And today I'm proud to announce that we've listened. We are now launching the Revenue Edge Small Business Solution, which is giving you the ability to build upon what you've already put into the marketplace and expand. And so it starts, as you can see, there's a lot of the technology that you're very familiar with and that you already have running in your business. Let's start here. It starts with the GigaSpires that you already deploy. You have the world's greatest Wi-Fi 6 routers. You have the U6, you have the U4, which is the small unit, lower cost point, really beautiful industrial aesthetic. And then you have the new U6X, which gives you the ability to put an SFP in there, so you can have 1 gig PON, 10 gig PON, 1 gig Ethernet, 10 gig Ethernet, active Ethernet. So you have your ability to go tower or individual unit. We're now expanding that out with a hardened satellite, which is Wi-Fi 6E. So all those older units that just have Wi-Fi 6, you can now extend the life cycle to 7 or 10 years because all you have to do is add that 6E satellite, and you now have that next generation of technology without upgrading the existing systems. You can just add it on and expand it out and now put it out by the pool, in the barn, or in this case, the small business, which could be out on their patio, in their restaurant, or out back. And then we also heard you, a lot of you have said, I don't want to have ubiquity in my business anymore. I wanted you to manage all of this. And you said, bring me managed PoE. So we've done power over Ethernet. We're releasing these 2 units. You can see them at the Innovations Showcase, an 8-port unit and a 24-port unit, which allows you to take these systems and power them over Ethernet. What becomes really interesting is that with the U4, for example, we're also retrofitting it with a case that you can slap onto it, and all of a sudden it becomes a PoE unit. So we've really listened when you said, help me leverage my existing systems and expand them out into this new market. The second component, everything that we provide there, even those PoE systems are going to run the Revenue Edge. They're all going to be managed by the Marketing Cloud, the Support Cloud, and the Operations Cloud. And so what does that mean? Is that as you bring these new capabilities into your business, your teams are not going to be creating new MOPs. They're not going to be creating new processes. Instead, these systems are just going to show up. They're going to be readily available to sell. We're going to give you the data and the insights to actually drive that upsell. The next component, again, building on what you already have. Protect IQ and Experience IQ, those can easily extend into the small business so that you can protect if they are running an SSID that is for their customer, so that customer portal, it'll be fully protected to make sure there's no viruses or any of those elements in their business. And one of the things that's very clear is small business loves cameras. They love cameras. If you go into any coffee shop or retail unit, you're going to see cameras all over the place. Cameras out at the patio, cameras looking at the point of sale system. And again, because we have PoE, if you're familiar with Arlo and you've done your research, you know that Arlo supports PoE. You can now have these fully managed security cameras from you as the service provider for that small business so that they can secure their business and their premise. And then we're going to expand it out with the key capabilities that you demand to have a small business solution. And those include LTE backup, which is really important, PCI compliance, obviously a guest Wi-Fi portal where your small business can put their brand on it like they would at a Starbucks, and then obviously separate SSIDs because really most small businesses are really running 3 Wi-Fi networks. They have 1 network for their guests, they have 1 network for their employees, and then they have 1 network which is their business network, which has their point of sale system and maybe their corporate assets. So you're going to give them the flexibility to have those capabilities with Small Biz IQ, and then it's all going to be managed by Command IQ for Business, which allows that small business owner to have a simple way to manage their entire environment. And everything that we're doing here is the platform story. It's building upon what you've already deployed and just expanding it so that you can take on a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, which is going into your market, extending your brand, and owning under one managed service the entire small business market, which is an exciting opportunity.